Video will be about how to obtain a firearms license in South Australia, and I'll be telling you about what's involved and my personal experiences when I started out shooting. Well, what I did was found a local club, and then I asked them how to get my licenses, and they told me to go to your police station and fill in a form called PD 303 application, and also join the SSAA, which is Sporting Shooters Association. That costs you about $78 a year, and you also get a magazine. Also, that's adult prices. They also have junior fees, which is $10, but I was told that if you join a SSAA club, that the club will pay for your child to shoot until they reach the age of 18. So that was good. So I started off with that. I was a junior. I started when I was 14, so I started off with air rifle. Did that every Friday night, and that gives you a bit of practice. After that, I was old enough to apply for my license, so I did that. Also, you go to the your local police station, or you can now download it from the SA Police website and complete the PD 303 application form. You must provide a 100-point identification system, so your driver's license, your current passport, birth certificate, Australia's passport, current passport, Australia's citizenship, your Medicare cards, just basically anything with your name and address on it, and that tells you who you are. When filling out your PD 303, what I did was I went for my rifle class first, because I was told that H class for handguns will take longer to get your actual license, because you have to do all your training, and that takes up to 6 months or so. So what you want to do is to get your rifle license first, and then afterwards get a variation and change your license to a H class and do your training at your local club. So when filling out the form, I went for my A and B class. I ticked class 1 for club use, I clicked 2 for target, and 3 for hunting, and 4 for paintball. That was for class A. Class B is 1, 2 and 3, so I ticked all of those for club use, target and hunting. If you don't want all of these, then you have to do a Tafe course for 2, 3 and 4. If you're using it for club use, then you don't have to do a Tafe course. So if you're wanting to hunt at a later stage, then you'll have to go and do your Tafe course again. So now if you want your H class, you filled in the form PD 303 for H1, so you give that to the police station, and they forward it to firearms branch. Then after a week or so, then you will get a form back saying that you're allowed to start your training now, and you will get a yellow form, and you have to do a club safety course, and you hand that yellow form into the safety officer that does your training, and then after that you can start shooting at the club. So just find somebody at the club that does handgun matches and do 6 shoots with them, and then you get that marked off on your chit form, and then that gets sent off to firearms branch, and then you will also get your license form to pay your license. It's about $70 for a year. With handgun you can only register for a year. So every year you have to get your photo taken, and you then will have to wait 6 months before you can have your first handgun, and then another 6 months, and that will be your full license. So when you pay your license, your 6 months starts from that date you pay at SA, Service SA. So that's where you pay for your firearms license. So back to the rifle licensing. So once you've filled out the form, you've filled in all the questions below, you'll then hand that over to the police station, and that all gets forwarded to the firearms branch, and then you'll have to wait until you get a letter back saying that if you're a suitable person, you can now go and do a Tafe course, or go to your local club and do the safety courses. So what to expect when do you go to a Tafe course? The Tafe course is around $200. You pay that at Tafe SA at Regency. That's where I paid mine. So after you pay your fee, they'll tell you to go to the sport centre, or they'll send you out the books that you get, safety books, and I have them here. So this is one of the books that you'll get. It tells you about all the safety and gun laws, so you'll get that and you'll work through these through a PowerPoint presentation, and you'll watch videos, and then if you do hunting, you'll also receive this hunting book, and then what you do is read that before you go to your Tafe course, so you'll get it sent out to you or pick it up straight away, and read that before you go, so then you have a good knowledge of when you come to do the test. You need 80% or more to pass. So if you have any questions or anything about when you're doing the test, then just put your hand up and someone will come help you. They're all really nice people. So yeah, then you do a shooting. You go do a 22 rifle at 25 meter range, so you group that and then you get marked on it at the end. You also do shotgun. You just have a play with that, make sure you get the plates. It's about 5 plates, so if you get half of them, then that's alright. So at the end of the day, you'll be given your letter that says you have now passed your licensing, and you'll be sent a letter saying that you can now pay for your license and go to Service SA and pay for your license. There's you can do it for 1 to 5 years, or you can do it longer than that. It costs you more each year you do it. It's normally about $70 a year, and it goes from upwards from $160 to $500 or something like that. With the handgun, as I said, you can only do it for a year, so you have to pay $70 a year. Then you wait 30 days for your license to come through from Service SA, and then that's about it. You've now got your license. You can now buy a gun for the class which you have on your license, so A, B or H. Classes that I haven't talked about are C and D, which C class is self-loading rimfire rifles 10 rounds or less, or self-loading and pump action shotguns 5 rounds or less. Apparently you need a doctor's certificate or something if you have a disability and you want to own firearms. Then you tick 1 for club use. 5 is what I haven't talked about, is primary production. If you work on a farm and you make money from your farm, then you can also use that class for your line of work. You can also do 7 as well, which is other approved by register. Class D is all other self-loading rimfire and centerfire rifles, self-loading and pump action shotguns not already mentioned. So you can only tick 7, which is other approved by register. And also for A, B and H class you can get security industry as well. So if you work for the security industries, then you have to do training at those facilities. And you can also get other approved by registers for all those classes A, B, C, D and H. So just to recap about everything I talked about, well, you can go join a club first and see how you like the sport, and then if you decide to join a club and join SSAA, then you can go to the police station and start filling out the forms. PD 303, put down the classes that you want, and that gets sent to firearms. Then from firearms you wait and they tell you if you're suitable for firearms. Then after that you start the Tafe course, or you go do the safety course at one of your clubs that you've chosen, and do the training. After that training, there's more paperwork. You put that paperwork through, goes to firearms, comes back, and that letter goes to you to pay your licensing, and go to Service SA, pay the licensing, get your photo taken, wait 30 days, then your license is in the mail. Then you can start buying rifles or pistols for that class that you own. And that's basically it. I hope you've enjoyed and learnt something about how to obtain a firearms license in South Australia, and I look forward to seeing you at the ranges. Stay tuned for more videos on South Aussie Shooting channel. Thank you very much.